If you don't capsize organically, then you must do it purposely. So here is Alinghi Red Bull's attempt.
We're here with Rodney Arden from Alinghi Red Bull Racing. He's the recon rep in the design team. You had a good day on the water today, short and sweet. Started out with what seemed to be a capsize test. The techies in the forepeak, what was going on there?
Yeah, basically we decided earlier in the week that we should be prepared for a capsize. We just wanted to go through the processes. We'd talked about it, doing it the first day, but in case there was any issues, we would have wasted our day, so we sort of thought we'd leave it till later in the week.
So you've been involved in quite a few America's Cups. You've won a couple as a sailor with Alinghi. What's the culture in this Alinghi Red Bull Racing team like? And how's it changed since the last time we saw Alinghi in the Cup?
Well, obviously it's a new team. There's not too many of the old guys left, but there's a few of us kicking around, but I think we've managed to form a team with a similar culture. Everyone gets on well together, everyone's pretty easygoing, everyone's pretty focused on what they need to do, and I think we're on a good track.
How's the recon program changed, the way you plan your strategy in the campaign?
I don't think it's affected us too much. I think we decided our strategy before we really knew the full extent of the recon program. I think people are getting used to it, and now I think it's become popular amongst everyone within the team, checking in what others are doing, and maybe a little bit distracting for some people. It's quite addictive to see what everyone else is doing.
How do you sort all the data among the departments? Is it done by hand, or have you got a program sorting everything out?
With regard to the recon information, or?
Yeah, recon information coming from the other teams.
We pretty much filter it manually. We go through all the photos, all the videos, read the interviews, the reports. So, and then if there's anything related to a specific department, then we forward that on and involve them in that.
So you're looking at all the recon content coming through. Which team would you say has the most useful content, the most interesting, and the most surprising?
Well, I think you guys are doing a great job, probably too good a job. No, I think the level has picked up across the board, really. There was a little bit uneven in the beginning, but I think now the level's pretty even. No, I think we're getting good material from everyone.
So which team do you think is the most valuable to be watching right now?
Well, Team New Zealand's always the most valuable to be watching. They're the cup holders, and we'll see.
Can you give us an insight into how hard the shore team have been working recently? Obviously, the AC40 is up and running now.
Well, yeah, they're always busy, of course. It's pretty typical for a shore team. They've worked hard. As you saw last week, we had two boats, one in, one out, across the shed and back in again, and so they've been flat out the last few weeks, and I guess it won't stop for the next little while.
Can you tell us when the AC75 the build will start?
No.
So you launched your AC40 pretty quickly. Is it an easy boat to rig straight from the box?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been really impressed with the package you receive. A few small teething problems, but things that we have to work through with the other teams, particularly Team New Zealand, as they've established the class. But everyone's been super impressed. The sailors and the guys working on the boat have found it pretty easy. So it's been a good package with good information and good manuals to learn about the boat.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
This is your weekly sailing highlights show, The World on Water, February 24th, 2023. Organised by the Royal Ocean Racing Club and supported by the Antigua Yacht Club, the 14th edition of the RORC Caribbean 600 started on time at 11 o'clock AST on Monday, the 20th of February. 70 boats racing under IRC, Class 40 and Mokra rules, with crew from 30 different countries, started the epic race. At the start outside Nelson's dockyard in Antigua, unstable squally conditions, with the wind speed in the mid-teens, produced a thrilling start for all classes. The RORC fleet have now set their sails for the spectacular 600 nautical mile race around 11 Caribbean islands. The fastest boats in the fleet are expected to finish in less than 2 days, but for some it will be 5 days before returning to a triumphant finish in Antigua. At the break of dawn on the second day of the RORC Caribbean 600, Giovanni Soldini's Maserati Multi 70 Italy was in pole position, an hour inside race record pace for the 600-mile race. Video footage from on board Maserati reveals hellish conditions on deck at over 30 knots of boat speed. Mod 70 Zoulou, France, sailed by Erik Maris, was just 17 minutes behind Maserati, but one breakdown or error and that lead will fly away. At dawn on day 2, Maserati and Zoulou were slugging it out in the wind shadow of Guadeloupe. Zoulou rolled the dice, passing south of Marigalante. To set a new multihull race record, the time to beat is 17 hours 8 minutes and 44 seconds AST on Tuesday, the 21st of February. There is a strong possibility that either Maserati or Zoulou will become the new record holder for the RORC Caribbean 600.
We have had pretty good success with the Pywackets over the years, and I think it's mostly been through preparation and having a good team together. It's a well thought out and pretty well oiled machine, to be quite honest. The Pywacket team was essentially started under Roy's father, Roy Sr. Both Roy and his father were very hands-on. The guys drive the boats, they own the boats. Unfortunately, Roy's not here because he had an accident and had to have surgery on his knee. Really devastated that he's not here because this was one of the races he was really looking forward to. And we absolutely wish he was here, and probably we would do better if he was here, you know, getting his guidance and insight on racing the boat.
By way of background, Jangada, for those that don't know, I sailed double-handed for many years now. It's a 10 metre, 33 foot JPK 1010. The contrast here, we're going to have 20 crew, and the loads are just much bigger. Everything's bigger. You know, you can have up to 6 people all working in unison on the pedestals.
Looks like it's gonna be super interesting race this year. Few more Volvos than normal, so perfect course for everybody, same. So we have to keep the boat running quick. We have to make less mistakes than the others.
One of the goals was to get the chance to race this Volvo 70 against other versions of the Volvo 70. Our boat here, Pywacket, was originally started its life as Telefonica and had a very successful Volvo ocean race. And it was purchased by some Australians, the Blackjack team. Australian team essentially turbocharged the boat. They put a taller mast, about 3 meters. The sprit is about 1.5 meters longer, and the boom is about 1 meter longer. We have a deeper fin and bulb than your stock Volvo 70. So as a result, we are the scratch boat, and we'll owe the other Volvo 65s and 70s a fair bit of time in the 600.
With the fleet, I think it's 7 Volvos racing, very closely matched fleet. So it will all come down, I think, to the teamwork and how the teams perform. That'll be a big factor in the race.
We have our team on the boat. We've got several guys who have done the race multiple times. Our navigator, Peter Eisler, has done it several times, quite knowledgeable about that. And then we've got Brad Jackson, Tony Mutter, and Daryl Visling, all super successful Volvo sailors. It's not a one guy doing anything. It's a group effort, and that's kind of the strength of the boat.
We have 15 extremely ambitious. You know, the Royal Call of Honour. There's a lot of trophies amongst the crew, so they'll be able to do as well as they can. You know, inevitably, with a new boat, there's a little bit of getting used to the boat, but we'll try and hit the ground running and do the best we can. Yeah.
We have 14 guys on board. Many of them are from the small boats, from the Olympic boats. So they were sailing alone, but right now we are sailing together. 14 guys. We have to communicate. We have to make the boat running as fast as possible to have a really nice result.
The Pywacket team is family. There's about half the team. We've all been sailing with the Disney family since the early 90s. Myself and Robbie Haynes both got into the program about in the late 80s. We're still standing, and you know, it's just a part of our life that we enjoy tremendously, and it's, you know, we wouldn't do it if it wasn't a heck of a lot of fun. So there you have it.
As we previously reported, 11th Hour Racing found that both their newer foils were damaged on the way to Cape Town, and they applied to the organisers to replace them, and they were granted this request. So out came the old foils, and for them, Leg 3 is starting this weekend.
So I think at the moment our ETA is the Sunday the 12th, and I think originally it was meant to be quite a few days before that.
It's a compressed stopover, let's put it that way. One of those things, we just got to deal with it. If we find something bad, then we've got to figure out how to deal with it and deal with it pronto.
Do you get extra protection with the sun hat and the hard hat?
Well mate, safety never takes a holiday, you know, so you know, you have to take it very seriously around here.
You're even wearing socks, mate.
Our team Carib arrived yesterday. It was a good victory for us for the end of the leg 2. We are now for the refit before the leg 3.
We're at Key 7 here, which is the haul out and technical area for the stopover. Yeah, originally we had a 11-day service period set up for all the boats here. Obviously the leg taking a little bit longer for teams. That's 10 to 11 days is probably going to get reduced to about 7 or 8, and we want to do as much as we can to help the teams optimise their service period.
So I'm Tristan, I'm a boat builder of Team Guyot Environnement Team Europe, and we are at Cape Town now. We are on the area for prepare the boat for the next leg. So we have a big job list and we have to do everything to be very prepared for the next.
We just hauled the mast and the boat out here in Cape Town, and I think all went pretty smoothly. Certainly no complaints.
So we are super happy with the result. We decided not to haul out the boat. We believe that a boat can, such as an IMOCA, can do the Vendée Globe, so it means that it doesn't have to be totally refitted every few miles. The haul out period was very short, so we needed to focus on the work and not to lose time on hauling out and putting it back on the water, because it basically makes you lose 2 days, and we couldn't afford it.
Today we have more than 100 items in the job list.
We've had to put a lot of processes in place to make sure we can get all our work done. Got no surprises at the moment. Nothing too bad has popped up during the leg, so we feel we're pretty good in that respect.
We have rehearsed this enough times in preparation for the ocean race. Haven't really found any majors so far. There's definitely got to be something, we just don't know what yet.
Checking the mast to see if there is no structural damage after the race. I can go through all the thickness of the mast and see if they are failure inside and not only on the surface.
So I'm Corentin Cuzon. Everybody calls me Coco because it's much easier for everybody. And I'm doing the systems, so that means like winches, engines, hydraulic for the foils and stuff like that.
We have some problem with the sail, as you can see in the videos that we have done. There is no critical damage. All will be fixed for the next leg.
Kevin wants to win. He proved with leg 1 and leg 2. And he wants a perfect boat. He wants to optimize the boat.
Like now we're really going through all of the structure of the boat. So we're really going, we really try to look for the little things that can go wrong. So we'd really try to not have any things like that.
Yes, it's not, for me it's not a question. We are 20 and we know we need to do a lot of hours, but the boat will be ready for the leg 3, for sure.
Yeah, we're going to have to brace ourselves, and there's going to be a lot of work to come here in the next few days. There's definitely going to be something, we just don't know what yet.
My name is Mark Towell and I'm the CEO of the Leopard Racing Team. We're well into the maintenance period, and yesterday we discovered after some NDT testing that we have quite substantial damage to both of our foils. When we were in Cabo Verde, we noticed some visual cracking, and the sailors inspected them to the best of their ability, as they were the only ones able to work on the boats. And in consulting with the rest of our team and our designers, that we were advised to carry on into leg 2, keeping an eye on things, and that's exactly what we did. And now that we've gotten here and been able to get the boat and the foils out of the water and undergo proper investigation, unfortunately we do have quite serious damage, and so we've this morning applied to the race organizer to have permission to swap to our other foils. Unfortunately, the challenge for us is that these foils we believe are repairable. It's just not going to be possible to do that here with the time that we have and access to materials before the next leg starts. So we're fortunate that we have a spare set of foils, and we'll be installing those in the next couple of days, and we'll do the next leg with them, and then the longer term plan would be to get these foils fixed properly and hopefully able to be available to us in the future. It's a disappointing situation, dealing with damage. I think is the nature of this race. It's really about how you deal with it. I feel very fortunate that we have a great team, all the way through the tech team into the design and engineering squad. I'm personally not a designer and engineer, but I do trust my team, and if the recommendation is that these foils can't be ready for the next leg, then I think we're doing the right thing by swapping.
We started sailing Tosca a little over a year ago when we competed in the RORC Transatlantic race, and since then we did Antigua Sailing Week. We sailed all the way across the Atlantic just for this race, and the next one will be the Fastnet race. And even these kind of boats take a lot of time to develop. We haven't rushed into it, we've taken our time, and we can see already we're going faster and faster every single month, so it's great to make progress. And seriously, these things are absolutely wonderful to sail. They're so fast, they're so comfortable, and I think it'll be hard to go back to my days of no toilets, no air conditioning, no beds. I'm firmly in a multi-hull camp now. Luxury combined with performance. So I like to say the speed of a Volvo 70, but the luxury and comfort of a super yacht. Well, the Mokka class has been growing as these boats have taken off, and probably our biggest competition in this race is the MG5, which is just over there, and a competitor, Mark Gilmoe, who I've been racing against for the last 20 years in the Mokka class, so slightly different, the International Measurement Open Class Association, and competing in the Vendée Globe. So we're fierce competitors, but a lot of camaraderie between us.
The Australian Yachting Championships were held in South Australia last week, and Harry Fisher of Down Under Sails covered the racing. We will have a further report next week.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Been firing the guys up with a bit of dominoes there, so they're all sorted, you know.
Well, the Teakle Classic Adelaide to Port Lincoln Yacht Race gets underway today from Adelaide. 552s in Division 1. It's the first race of the Australian Yachting Champs for those boats, as well as another 25 yachts in the fleet across a range of divisions. The race is set to be a reasonably quick one from the get-go, but it might start slowing down as they get closer to Port Lincoln. So, it's all to play for. Let's see what's going to happen.
I think it's probably just getting out of the box fairly quickly. It is a short race, 150 odd miles, but there's a lot of preparation that goes into such a short race. It's an iconic race in South Australia, and everyone wants to do well in it, so it's pretty important that you do a fair bit of homework, or make out you've done a lot of homework if you haven't. But it should be a good race, this one. I think we're going to start off typically, you know, with about 15 to 20 knots and be fairly tight port tack, and just lift the whole way to Marion and then go around the corner and ease off and charge into a parking lot off of Spencer somewhere, but hopefully we're a bit in front of that. Yeah, so we'll see how we go.
We're super pumped to be back and very happy to be here on the 52, and it's been a dream to bring the boat over here and do the race finally in the week, so yeah, really looking forward to it. There's a few crew who've done it, but only a while ago, so it's pretty fresh for everybody. We just got to get through all the reefs and make sure we get there, and that's the main thing. But no, there's a lot of memories, you know, all around here, and it's just exciting to be back in town, and you know, especially with the 52, and it's going to be a lot of debauchery in Lincoln, that's for sure.
It is a homecoming, yeah, it is a great race, and to go to Lincoln and to catch up with everyone, have a drink, it's fantastic. So really enjoy the race. I think this is number 30 for me, so yeah, this year's a sort of a big one for me personally, but yeah, so hopefully we have a good one. We'll see how we go.
So ask me at the end of the week, Harry, and see if I'm still smiling, mate. Very close. All the 5 TPs at Marion were so close to each other. There's nothing in it, which is really good racing. And I think we just got around, snuck around ahead of them, and that was dog-eat-dog. Everyone had a turn, I think, at hitting the front for a moment in life. And it was a bit of a tough one along Yorks. And once we cut around the corner Spencer's, everything was a dream. It was nice, easy, good running. Probably the easiest one I've done for many years, thank goodness, because I thought, if I have a bad one, mate, it's all over. I'm retiring. But it was really good. Well, it was, but we know that if we can stay with them on the wind, we're a downwind boat. And once we get a kite up or in a configuration that suits us, we can pull away, which we did. And that's where we broke away. Just downwind, especially with a kite, we do very well. But I think if you count up all the ones that have come in looking good, I think we outdo them all. So without bragging too much, I think we've done pretty well over all those years. And another one under our belts, nice to have.
After sailing for more than 30 hours and reaching speeds of nearly 40 knots, the Mod 70 Zoulou, skippered by Erik Maris from France, secured the Multihull Line Honours victory in the 2023 RORC Caribbean 600 race by a mere 11 seconds. Zoulou finished the 600-mile course in just under 31 hours, while Giovanni Soldini's Maserati Multi 70 representing Itay came in second place, just like they did the previous year. After yet another photo finish.
I remember we saw something like 37 knots for us. Well, probably Maserati did a lot better, but that's the kind of speed we are doing.
Wind, we had no wind, it went up, it went down, it went left, right.
They catch us the 13 mile and they go ahead for 4 or 5 miles more.
Then we lost them. They were very fast going down to Guadeloupe.
We catch the wind before them, we catch them again, we pass them.
Managed to catch them up on the penultimate leg.
We was like at 3 knots and they was at 28 knots. It was crazy.
Up doing some Maserati for the last 5 miles.
We completely separated from them, and in the end we came back together very close.
And we arrived to the line together. I don't know if it's 11 or 16 seconds or maybe less or more, but we was really at 5 meters each other.
You know, the guys I'm happy to be sailing with. They're really, really good. They really know what they're doing, like Giovanni's crew.
We really enjoy either Maserati and Zoulou team.
The race course is incredible. It's great fun. We had all sorts of different winds, conditions, sunny, rainy. We had lots of rain. At some point we thought we were in Brittany. And it's fun to be doing it with Giovanni and his crew because they're a great, great bunch of people.
It's a beautiful race and it's a beautiful rivalry. This time they win, but it's no problem. Next time we will win.